And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. We're going back to Gaia Project for the first time in a while. So, a little bit out of whack. Let me get. No. All right, that should be good. Um, yeah. So if anybody who had penciled this in for an hour ago, you were correct. I did move this back an hour. I am going to try to move these earlier. That proved to be a little bit ambitious today. Still kind of recovering from the haze of COVID, and had some personal things pop up for me this morning. But here we are. The AC finally kicked off. So if you notice a improvement in the audio, that is why. And I have lowered the gain on this mic. Again, I'm still trying to tweak this to get this just right. If I start dropping off at any point, just let me know and I'll go back to what I was doing a couple of days ago. But I am super excited to be back in this game. I have not played it enough by any means. And the Nevlas were where this game started for me on the channel. I had very little idea what I was doing, apparently, but I was having fun with it, right? And definitely, Gaia is one of those games that you just have to play a lot to really kind of learn the strategies, kind of see play out, and kind of trust the scoring. And I think with the Nevlas, that's especially important because a lot of their points are going to come end game with those tracks. I played a game yesterday. I had 56 points just from where I ended up on the research areas. And it looks like you're getting demolished all game. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's 56 points. Now, when you're only scoring, between 160 and 150 to 175 in a game, huge amount of points. I mean, the Atoma is going to have a big lead on you most of the game. It doesn't matter because you're going to be able to get that back end game with those research areas. All right, we have Gaia. No, Alfretes is very quiet. All right, let me increase this gain here. Let me know about how that going. So I'm boosting the volume through. Yes, I think that'll be better doing the gain that it was because I was just finding it a little bit bassy. So, Silver Fear gives me a heart. Alfred says, Gaia, Gaia. Board game description says, hello, hello. Alfred says, ooh, looks like lots of new names on the Patreon card. Yeah. It's been a good week. Silver Fear says, volume is a little low. Alfred says, it's very quiet. Silver Fear says, very happy to see Gaia Project again. Just let me know, guys, if the audio is better. Alfred says, good stuff. Cool. Let me, and I'll check back in a couple of minutes and we'll keep tweaking this as we need to. And I just keep finding it a little bit boomy and metallic-y since I got the new headset. So still going through that process of tweaking this mic. So I am not going to play against the Furrox. You might notice that the things here I have, these are the gray pieces. On the camera, they look very white. The white pieces look insane. So as I've done in the past, whenever I'm playing as the Itars or against the Itars or as the Nevlas, I use the gray pieces instead. Audio is good, says Alfred. Thank you so much for confirming that. So since I'm using the gray pieces for the Nevlas, obviously I can't play against the Furrox. We'll just put them off to the side. So I'm going to roll a die here. We'll see who my opponent is, 1 through 5. And we're going against the Terrans. Oh boy. I guess I'm not going to colonize many Gaia planets today. That is for sure. The Terrans have their Atoma faction action. They will go up on a research area. They will also move up. The research area has to be the terraforming area. So they're pretty much going to get to the Gaia forming research area. So they're going to get to the top of that, guaranteed. Then they're going to place a mine, range 4. They're looking for a transiting planet. And then additionally, they will get 2 points. So that is their faction action. They're also going to start at step 1 on the Gaia forming area. So we put here, we don't any of you, and I will get the Homa pieces out. Great. So they're going to be at going to be at step 1, Gaia forming, step 0 of everything else. Have them 10 points. Us, then we get the rest of this off to the side over here. We do not need actual Gaia formers because, Otoma cheats. That's right. You heard it here first. The Atoma is a bunch of cheaters. See what the endgame scoring is. See if we need those satellites. But I might just put satellites out just for Great. So I'm gonna get to board game helpers on my phone, and we're gonna figure out how this puppy's gonna be set up. Board game helpers. I love the app. I love this website for Gaia. I find the setup makes the setup so much better than trying to randomize it yourself. One player with Atoma, random, advanced. I'm not gonna do a balanced map. I am not a robot. Oh, crosswalks. Can I identify all the crosswalks? I succeeded, guys. Yes. All right, here we go. We have the Federation token up here is going to be 7.6 credit. That is definitely something I'm going to be looking at. Now, as I look at the research areas as the Nevlas, I mean, really, I'm looking at those two tracks as a guarantee, and I really want to get up both those two tracks as well. And then I'm kind of making a U on this. I mean, ultimately, yesterday I ended up at the top here, top here, top here, top here, and then on stage 4 of the of the AI track. Ideally, I can find a way to get a fifth federation token. So if I can get 4 federations and this token, then I could also get myself an advanced tech, which could make a really big difference in how the game develops. So the advanced tech tiles are going to be whenever you pass, you get 1 point per type of planet you have colonized. Here is a once around action where you get a Q.I.C. 5 credit. Here is at the time you take this, you'll get 2 points per mine. Here is at the time you take this, you get 4 points per trading station. Here is a once around action for 3 ore. Here is a action for 3 knowledge. We are going to, again, we start at step 1 of the AI knowledge track. I think I said that. And then we have the standard tactiles. 4 credit income is there. 1 credit and 1 power. One cycle, 1 power is there. 1 knowledge and credit is there. Cycle 4 in the freaking knowledge track. That's a beautiful thing. Your 3 power buildings are worth 4, which is good. 7 points over there in navigation track. Got 1 knowledge per planet type we have, 1 ore and 1 Q.I.C, and then 3 time we build Gaia planet. Obviously, going to be pretty much squeezed out of so much of the Gaia forming in this game that it's good that this is down here because that is not a tile I have right now. We're going to get the round boosters. The round scoring tiles are going to be 4 points for every trading station you build in round 1, 2 points for every mine you build in round 2, 5 points for a federation token. That's actually a good spot for that. Might get a federation done in round 3 for sure. 5 points for building a planetary institute academy, and 4 points for, my bad, 3 points for every Gaia planet that is built. Don't mind that in round 5. That's only going to be 2 points for the Atoma, and then 2 points for every research area we move up in the last round. So that's a really nice setup. This is really laying up pretty well for us. The end game scoring tiles that we're going to be racing with the Atoma with are both pretty interesting. They are basically the same thing. We have one, how many structures do you have on the board, and then how many structures in federations. Again, when you're playing as the Atoma is assumed to have everything in federations except for one. So ultimately, the Atoma score, if they have 12 things on the board, they're going to have 11. So they'll have 12 for that and then 11 for that. So whatever, however many structures they have minus. So not the deal. The third dummy player, just for the purposes of these in-game scoring tiles, is going to be at 11 for the number of structures and number of structures on the board, and at 10 for the number of structures. We should easily be able to surpass both those numbers. Game for us. We'll go there. Last but not least, we have the round boosters. The first round booster is going to be 3 points for every research lab on the board when you pass, plus you get a knowledge and income. Have the 1 point for every Gaia planet you have colonized when you pass, plus 4 credit and income. Have this one I really like for this game. We have 2 credit and income plus a QRC and income. Also like this one, 4 points for every planetary institute or academy you have on the board, plus cycle 4. And then here is 1 terraforming step and 2 credit. And have the map, and then we'll be done with setup. All right, the map. Here we go. Over here is going to be number one. Have this come on the a little bit like I normally do. Uh, Seven's gonna go here. Center is six. Highlight number five. Like six. That's different. Here. Two is here. Six is two more. Three is here. And it's over there. And then we four. Cool. Will do. So we just need where the Atoma is going to place their structures. One, two, three away from the center is there. One, two, four, one, two, three, four. That one's definitely out of the running. So it's going to be between here. So we're going to shuffle these. Uh, there's 17 Atoma cards. I'm going to shuffle all of them. We're going to flip one over for a random directional selection. So coming from the bottom. So the line's going to go here. And then I'm going to be able to put these together again, shuffle all 17, flip one over, and we'll see starting booster Toma takes. They're going to take the one over here left. And over. Now I'm going to take out the 6 starting cards plus card number 9. Playing on hard mode. Card number 9, where are you? Go. As another faction action in deck to start. We're going to then take 6 more cards off of this deck. 1, 2, 5, 6. There's 4 left, which come out of the game. Not used in the game. We're going to add 1 more to the Atoma's deck to start. This over here. And we're going to shuffle these 8 cards for the starting deck for the Atoma. All right, 3 cards go sideways. Potential end of round. This will go here, and this will go here. Oh no. What is good? Much better. Definitely still some stuttering. The audio though, volume is better and dropping out a little. Feel bad now. All right, let me get the gain back. Why is try this gain level? All right, so I added 10% gain, which should help me when I go to the low range. I think that's where I'm having my biggest problems with my audio dropping out. So let me know if that's a big improvement. If not, I mean, I'm only 5% lower than what I was 2 days ago, and the audio looks pretty good looking from OBS standpoint. So I could give a little more boost there, but then I'm getting into those yellow and red areas, which are pretty sketch. So I will kind of hold off for a sec. Let me know if this is better. All right. Cool. Alfred said the discussion sounded good there. Good. I was able to get my first coughing fit out of the way today. So I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be a long month. And then Adam Brown says, yay, Gaia Project. Good. I'm glad someone else is excited. All right. So hopefully I've got it at a place. I just went down 5% from Wednesday and I'm looking at OBS. It does look a lot better, man. I was peeking out in those yellows pretty hard for a lot of Wednesday's discussion. Just the quality exactly where I want it with this headset. It's so much better than the old one. I just got to make sure I'm getting maximum out of it. So that is the tech challenge for me. And I am not a tech guy. So I can decide where I'm putting my starting 2 mines. Obviously, I want them both up in the Terran's Grill. So that's a really nice map for me. I mean, so many things about this have laid out very, very well. Hopefully, I can take advantage. And if I lose this one, I'm gonna be a little humbled. We'll see. So we're gonna do my starting income for round one. So I have to pick a round booster. What do I want? That could be good. You know what? Maybe I don't put that there. Everything's so close. Yellow, brown. I can build on there, especially with that tile here. And I could do a whole bunch of stuff there. It'd be a good space for a first first federation. The chances are the Terrans are very much going to be going that way anyway. So I'll just throw this one out there for now. Well, the Terrans are going to probably prioritize that. Don't want them to do that for me. I think I go here anyway. Think that makes the most sense. I will take this terraforming step. Be a good way to just get me some access because again, if I can navigate to the gray adjacent, so I don't need to worry about the navigation track, and it'll be a good way just to get another mine on the board right off the bat. All right, we start with one Q.I.C. over here. I have 6 power in my cycle, 2 here, 4 here. What do the Nevlas do? Well, the Nevlas again, they start on step 1 of the knowledge track. Their special ability is I can take a power out of bin 3 from the cycle and I can move it over into the Gaia area. It will function like normal power that goes in the Gaia area for that much more. Again, the Gaia area power does not come back into the cycle until after income. So if you have a bunch of cycling, it doesn't matter. It still comes back after income is done. The other thing I can do is when I'm here, once I have my Planetary Institute built, when I cycle the power out of 3 into 1, it's worth 2, not 1. Now, when I'm building satellites, that's not affected. I still have to use 1 power per satellite. And when I'm doing a Gaia project, if I do a Gaia project, which is not likely in this game, then I still have to spend 6 or 4 or 3, depending on where I am on the Gaia farming track. So again, it's only for the purpose of spending power. Now, the good thing about that's not only for spending power for the power Q.I.C. actions, that's also for all these passive actions, right? So if I have 2 power here, I can cycle them and get a Q.I.C. I can cycle 2 power and get an ore. Now, yes, it only costs 3 power to get a lore normally. Again, if there's an odd amount, you lose the extra, right? So if I'm doing this over here where it's like 2 terraforming steps for 5, I would still need to cycle 3. Um, so you can't cycle half a power, essentially. So that is good. So we're gonna get my income for the first round. Again, what are the things you can get? Income, you get ore, you get knowledge, you get credit, you get Q.I.C, and you can get cycling. So my ore, I get 1, 2, 3 ore from down there. So I'm going to get up to 7 ore. I'm going to get 1 knowledge from here, 1 knowledge from the track. So I get up to 4 knowledge. We're going to get 2 credit from here. That's the only credit I'm getting. So that gets me up to 17 credit. Remember, we already have 15 to start the game. And I'm not cycling anything. My first action, I want to lock that up. I think that makes some sense. Well, that's not a huge danger, but it is a big part of what I want to do around. So I'm going to spend the uh my terraforming step there, one ore and 2 credit, and we're gonna get ourselves a mine here. Again, terraforming steps normally would cost me 3 to terraform 1 step. The steps between white and gray is 1 step, so it would cost me 4 ore and 2 credit if I did not have this terraforming step here, but I did, so that was super good. We're now going to go to the Atoma's turn. So the Atoma is going to flip over 1 card. How do I want to my camera a little bit better? I'm going to move deck here, and then I'll be able to put cards out here. So this is their support card. It's a faction action, so that's not going to come out this round. And now they're building a mine. End game scoring tiles not going to matter. Neither of those end game scoring tiles will actually factor in to our decisions, and we're placing new mines, so that's helpful. Not have to worry about that. The Atoma is going to place a mine. So the Atoma is looking at placing a mine range 2. They're looking at fewest terraforming steps. Fewest terraforming steps is 0. So yeah, they're just going to get another uh, Terran's planet there, which means if I want a Terran's planet, that's the only one I can have. Only reason why I would consider wanting every planet type, because again, the end game scoring tiles don't matter for it. But again, this tech tile is really cool when, again, the more planet types I have, the more pieces of knowledge I can get. And every piece of knowledge can really make a difference when I'm trying to run up 5 different tracks like I will be today. So the Atoma has done that. I get to cycle one power because I do have a mine in the neighborhood. I will cycle that power there. It has to go from 1 to 2 before I can go to 2, 3, and then the Terrans are going to get no point though. Great, my turn. I am going to build a trading station. I will build this trading station because it'll be in the neighborhood of both those guys. So that means I'll be able to cycle a lot more power off of this one trading station. So I'm going to spend 2 ore and I'm going to spend 3 credits. So I go 15 down to 12. And we're going to put this trading station here. Now, looking at the round booster, when you build a trading station, you get 4 points. So I go from 10 up to 14. The Atoma's turn. The Atoma is doing a faction action. So we go to their faction action. The Terrans are going to move up on the Gaia farming track because that's what they do. And then they're going to place a mine. Range 4, they are looking at transient planets. Transient planets, range 4. The next priority is going to be closest to me. So really, that's 1 away. That's 2 away from me. That's 2 away from me. Those are the only transient planets within 2 of me. So which one are they going to take? Well, directional selection coming from the bottom. This is going to be a new Terran's planet. So again, when the AI when the bot takes over a transit planet, they immediately put Gaia planet over it, so they don't do what you do, and then we'll go ahead and place a mine there. I can spend a point to cycle 2. I will absolutely do that. 1 and 2, and the Atoma is going to get 2 points from their faction action card. Atoma is up to 13, 13 to 13. Got a neck and neck race here, guys. Super exciting. All right, my turn. I think I want to get my Planetary Institute on the board. I think that important. I also would love to get a research lab out, but at some point decide what makes the most sense. Yeah, I want to get my Planetary Institute out. There's an argument to wait till round 2 and get a research lab out so I can get a tech tile and I can start moving up. But this research lab, your Planetary Institute is so important for the Nevlas. It just really opens up their game. So I think that's what I want to do this game, and we'll see how that works. I'm going to spend the 4 ore, and I'm going to spend the 6 credit getting this Planetary Institute right there. Back on the board. That doesn't do anything for me, but it just unlocks my ability. So I don't get any points like the round booster doesn't give me any points for that, but wrong about that. We're now going to go to the Atoma's turn. Atoma is going to move up on a random track. Random number selector is going to be 2 from the right, so they're up in the economic track. No points for that card, and now we move on. My turn. I would like to get take advantage of some of this power Q.I.C. stuff, and I obviously need more ore. So I'm going to use this action here. Again, it's a free action. I'm going to lose a power from my cycle to cycle 1, and then I'm going to cycle 2. 2 becomes 4, and I'm going to use this power Q.I.C. action to get 2. Because now I can build another trading station this round and then set myself up to start doing some research labs next round to get some tech tiles and really kind of hopefully explode from there. So you see how easy it was to get 2 ore just with 2 credits. The nice thing about the Terrans too, they're not going to get in our way too much with the power Q.I.C. places. So that really should again continue to open up our game here. Terrans, they they are going to have 1 power Q.I.C. action, so they're going to go 4 from the left, 1, 2, 4, covering up that knowledge space. They're getting a point. My turn. I would like to build another trading station. I'm going to spend 2 more and 3 credit. I am in the neighborhood. Any of my mines. I'm going to actually build it on this one. So I'm going to turn this mine into a trading station. I built the trading station. I get 4 points because of the round booster. So I go from up to 17. Math is hard. 13 up to 7. Atoma's turn. Atoma, potential end of round for the Atoma. It is end of round. We got an X. So we're going to look at the support card. They're going to grab this round booster. This one will go back to the right. Pick the one probably the most interesting. They don't get any points. They just rest. We're going to take all 8 of their cards. We're going to add 1 card on top of that to give them 9 cards, and then we're going to give them a certain number of points based on what's going on the round scoring tile. They're going to get 3 points in round 1, and they're going to go from 14 to 17. I just flipped it over. I'm not planning to build any more trading stations. I don't really happen. So we have 9 cards here. Shuffle them up and get them ready for round 2. Also, the Terrans are going to be first player because they passed before I did. Here, here. They are set for next round. My turn. I think I still want to just blitz this knowledge track and then blitz the economic track, and then we'll worry about what I want to do from there. I'm going to have plenty to work with the structures on the board right now. And again, I do have my eye on building forming a federation in round number 3. Again, that will give 5 points. I might actually grab that Gaia planet next turn too while I have a chance. That would be a nice compact federation. Really set myself up. It also would mean though I'm going to need to grab that tech tile, which isn't the worst idea to grab that early. It'll keep moving me up on the economic track, which is consistent with goals right now. So I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge, and we're going to move up on the knowledge track. That again is my first priority. Nevlas. I'm going to pass at this point, so my booster is going to go away. What do I want to grab? Cycling 4 seems a little silly. Grabbing another knowledge. Let me grab another knowledge. I think that will pretty good. I'll get points for research labs, and getting a couple of research labs this round would be. So I'm going to put a little reminder here to remind myself to score that at the end of this upcoming round. I didn't get any research. I didn't get any tech tiles done this round, but I'm pretty much set up to do kind of what I want to do over the next few rounds. That is the trade-off though. When you spend a lot of your resource building your planetary institute, your first round could feel a little bit underwhelming. So now we go to income. I'm going to add 1 on a cycle. Yeah, I'm gonna so you can cycle. You can do any source of income in any order you want. You just can't break up one source of income, right? So I have 4 cycling ability here, so I'm gonna cycle the 4. Then I'm gonna add the 1. I'm gonna get 3 credit, so I go from 3 to 6, and I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 knowledge, so I go from 0 to 4, and I get 2 4. I go from 0 to 2. The Atoma is going to go first because they passed before I did. The Atoma goes 1, 2. They are placing a mine. These can come. So Atoma is placing a mine. Where are they placing it? They're going to go range 2. Again, endgame scoring doesn't matter. They're looking at things that are 1 terraforming step away from them within range 2. So much for me getting that Gaia planet, but I do have Gaia planets there and there. Of course, getting a Gaia planet is going to be a little hard because I only have the 1 Q.I.C. on my navigation track. So maybe that was a little bit wishful thinking. Anyway, so we're going to go range 2. That's 1 terraforming step. That's 1 terraforming step. Other things that are 1 terraforming step are white and red. That's 1 terraforming step. And they're not close to any whites. And that's out of range as well. So we're going to go closest to me. That's the only one that's within 2. And so the Atoma is going to place a mine there. 5th mine on the board. They have not upgraded anything. I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. Absolutely do that. So I go down to 15, but I cycle 3 power, 1, 3. And now the Atoma gets 1 point. So they go from 17. My turn. I want to just blitz these while I can. So I'm going to cycle 2 power. 2 becomes 4. I get 2 ore. The Atoma's turn. They're doing a faction action. So they're going to move up on the Gaia forming track again. And they're going to look for a transiting planet range 4. That's within, closest to me is going to matter. That's the only transiting planet within 2 of me. So they're going to take that one. Another mine. I can spend 1 point to cycle 2. I will absolutely do that. Down to 14. Cycling 2. Atoma gets 2 points. Go from 18 up to 20. My turn. I'm going to cycle these two. I'm going to use this one. Again, 2 becomes 4 because of the Nevlas, and I'm going to get up to 13. Atoma's turn. They're doing their other faction action. So they're moving up on the Gaia forming track again. They're going to look at transit planet range 4. That's within 3 of me. That's within 3 of me. Again, at the same terraforming steps. They're going to directional selection. Going to take one at the bottom. That's there. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their mines on the board already, and they're getting 2 points, 20 to 22. My turn. All right, if I put a mine out, it's 2 points. I don't know if I'm building any mines this turn. Honest, I definitely want to get a research lab out. A bunch more cycling. Happy. What's that? Terraforming steps. Think if I can get there for 2 terraforming steps. That might make still a nice little compact thing. I think that ground planet, my Q.I.C, I think that's kind of a goal for me for this turn. So let me try to make that happen. I'm going to spend 3 ore. I go from 4 down to 1. I'm going to spend 5 credit. I go from 13 down to 8. We're putting this research lab on the board right here. That lets me take a tech tile. I'm going to take this tech tile. That lets me advance on the knowledge track. I'm up, and then I'm going to be able to cycle 3. 1, 2, and cool. Yatoma's turn. Yatoma is doing an upgrade action. So when they upgrade, they're going to look for the structure that is closest to me with the priority of upgrading a mine into a trading station first thing. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mines that are all within 2 of me. Directional selections has come from the bottom. This one is going to be the one that is closest. So we're going to put a trading station there. I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. Don't mind if I do. So 1, 2, and cycling. Toma, I did forget. Nope, yeah, that's fine. And then they're getting 1 point. Thinking it was a faction action for a section, but it's not. Those are last turns, Greg. So now I can do this. I'm going to cycle 3 power out of there. 3 becomes 6. I'm going to underbuy the 5 for the 2 terraforming steps. I'm going to spend the 1 for the ore and 2 credit. And I'm going to spend this Q.I.C to enhance my navigation. And I'm going to put a mine here. Again, it was 2 terraforming steps away. Got the 2 terraforming steps from the Q.I.C track. I will start keeping track of what planet types I have. So I just have that 1 brown. The Atoma just has the blue and the Gaia because that's what the Terrans do. So I did place a mine, so that gives me 2 points. I go from 12 to 15. Atoma's turn. They're going to do an upgrade action. Now, they have a trading station on the board. Their absolute first priority is to get their Planetary Institute out. This trading station comes off. Planetary Institute comes on. I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. Don't mind if I do. And now the Atoma gets 1 point. That, trying to think what else here is going to make some sense for me to start spamming. That's a home planet for me, so that's no terraforming steps. I need a Q.I.C. With this free exchange, I could 2 power can always become 1 Q.I.C. for me, or 1 ore for me. I would need 3 ore to build a trading station. Oh, I actually need to build I need 3 ore to build a research lab, but I actually need to build a trading station first. So right over that. Remember, notice I haven't done this in the first round or the second round. This ability here, it can be a trap. I mean, often I have found that power can be much more useful to do something else. Think about it this way: if I have 2 ore in here, 2 power in here, I could cycle the 2 power becomes 4, and I get 2 knowledge. And I keep it in my power cycle. That's often a better deal than just moving one to the Gaia planet for a knowledge. So that I've only done If I'm like one away from having a 4 for a jump, then I'll consider it. But other than that, having power in the range 3 of your power cycle is super strong. So I'm reluctant to just spend it willingly on other things. I mean, this does become a bad deal for the Nevlas. Sure. Like the cycling 4 to get 3 knowledge, that's usually a bad deal. You're probably better off just cycling the 2 to get 2 and then spending 1 over there. But rest, I think I get this more federation there next turn. A little worried. I feel trapped in here. So if they pass before me, I get that power cycle. I get that Q.I.C. Find another way to get a Q.I.C. Try to do the Gaia planet next turn. I'm gonna want to make sure I expand somewhere, or I just get one Q.I.C. and I expand over here. Probably that is probably all right. Let me do this now. A cycle 4. Figure out what I want to do after that. Now, let me not do that now in case I can cycle off of that. Let me spend the 4 knowledge and get up to where I want to be on the knowledge track. Toma's turn. Toma, possible end of round. It is the end of round because we got an X. They're going to grab this. They're going to give me my Q.I.C, which is want. That is definitely the round booster for me. And they're going to now finish up. Get ready for the turns. We add another card to their thing. They're going to get 4 points because of the round booster. They go from 19 to 20. I'm sorry, 24 to 28. Over, and I'm building round. We have 10 cards in here now. Yep. Up. So I'm going to put 3 cards sideways, 7 cards on top. Here, this, here. All right, so they've passed. They're going to be first again next round. Now I'll do this. I'm going to cycle 4. I will cycle 2 to get an ore. Cycle 2 more to get an ore. Not this. Then I'm going to spend 2 ore now because I'm going to lose. That's a bad trade for me. I don't want to lose. I don't want to free credit. This ore is going to be more important for me than free credit. So I do not want to. Um, I don't want to turn a mine into a trading station and then all of a sudden I'm losing an ore. So I just spent 4 power for ore. So again, whereas and I think what I'll do is cycling 6. Remember, research labs make you cycle. Since I'm cycling 6 and I have this, I'll just chill that setup right now. Then I'm looking at in round 4, I'll look at getting one, if not both, of my academies on the board. So I do want to kind of get my research labs. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna call it. So I'm gonna pass. I get 3 points as I have 1 research lab on the board. So I go from 12 to 15. This comes up here, and I'm gonna grab this because I see out. All right. The income, I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3 ore. So I go from 2 to 5. I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knowledge. I go from 0 to 5. I get 1, 2 credit. I go from 6 to 8. Get a Q.I.C. I can cycle 6, or I can cycle 6. So 4 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I get 1. So I'll put here. The Atoma's going to go first. Atoma, what do you say? Bam. It's doing a power QIC action. I should all these off. Two from the left. So 1, 2, it covers up that, and it's going to get 3 points. It goes from 1. My turn. Definitely need to get a trading station on the board, so I'm going to spend 2 points, 2 ore, and credit. 8 down to 5. We're putting this trading station on the board here. Toma's turn. They are doing an upgrade. So now, again, they're upgrading a mine to a trading station closest to me. It's definitely going to be this one. So they're going to do that. They're going to get 3 points, but first I can spend 2 to cycle 3 because it's still in the neighborhood of my planetary institute. I will absolutely do that. So 1, so lose 2 points down to 13, and I cycle 3. Homa gets 3 points. They go from 31 to 4. My turn. I'm going to try to do this the most efficient way. The fact that they took the double terraforming step for me isn't fun because I could have potentially done something with that red. That's possible. Not in there. Definitely want to get another research. I just do it this way. Trying to be efficient. So if I can, um, I need to get this tactile. So I have the 7 right now. That's only 6 power for a federation. So what I don't like having a research lab that I can't then turn into an academy for another um, federation. But I think this where I'm at right now, this is going to make them. So you have these. I probably should cycle those before I lose that opportunity. Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to cycle 2, get 2 more. So we're up to 5 for everything there. Toma's turn. Toma's moving up on its highest track. Obviously, that's here. Since it's at stage 4, it's going to take uh, that advanced tactile away and get 1 point. My turn. I'm going to cycle 2 and get 7 credit. Go from 5 up to 12. Toma's turn. They're going to do a power Q.I.C action, 2 from the left, so that knowledge goes away. Glad I got what I wanted, what I did. Definitely have added some Q.I.C actions to the deck because they have more than they started with, for sure. All right, now my turn. I'm going to build a research lab. So I'm spending 3 knowledge, 3 ore. They go from 5 to 2. I'm spending 5 knowledge. I go from 12 down to 5. We're putting this research lab here. That's going to give me a tactile. I'm going to grab this one, make a academies and a planetary institute 4 power, not just 3, and that's going to move me back. Toma's turn. Toma's doing a power up or a upgrade action. So they're going to upgrade mines to trading stations, 2 away from me. They have 4 to choose from. They're going to go from the bottom, so it's going to be this one over here. I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. It's hard to say no to that. Be honest. So down to 11, cycling 3, and 1 point. At some point, that's oh wait, no, I have to spend 3 points to cycle 4. I don't want to do that. 1 point from them, 2 points, and 3. So because I did the upgrade, that is the cutoff for me. It's a little bit arbitrary, but I do not like spending 3 points to cycle 4, so I just tend to not do it. But yeah, once I have this upgraded, that is a higher power building. So if I want to do the in the neighborhood powering, I need to actually do it with the new um my new ability. And that's a lot. Spending 3 points at a pop is pretty crazy. And I'm pretty good with movement. Like I have 4 here, 2, 2, and I'm starting to move up the economic track, getting this stuff back into bin 3. So that's again, it's a little bit arbitrary. It's just what's worked for me as a rule. And unless I'm like, hey, I have a really obvious thing I can do with that power right now, I don't like spending those 3 points. And like I mean, 4 of these suckers are already filled up. So like really, what am I doing with it anyway? So what I will do though is form a federation. So I have 4 power plus 2 plus 1. I'm going to take one thing out of my cycle, and we're going to get ourselves a satellite. And I'm putting that satellite there. I have formed a federation. I form a federation because of the round booster. I get 5 points. I go from 13 to 18, and I can take one of these federation tiles. Or still seems to be the thing that I'm going to be struggling with most. So I'm this one, 7 points. I go from 18 up to 25, and I'm going to get myself two. Again, next turn, if I can form both academies, that'd be, yeah, I'm going to need credits too. But remember, credits, I can just take one out with this passive ability, and it becomes 2 credit. Like it's power cycling thing for the Nevlas. It's absolutely bananas. So that is done. Looking a little bit healthier on the score. The Atoma's turn. They are placing a mine. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. Range 4. So there are no blues within range 4. So we're looking for everything else they can terraform in one step. So this is a white in range 4. Gaia planet in range 4. We have a Gaia planet within range 4. And we have this red in range. That's only one terraforming step. Errands. This red over here is in range. Should be it. The whites, that's also in range 4, but clearly far away from me. So closest to me, that's 2 away. This is 3 away. 2 away, 3 away. So it's gonna be one of those 3 directional selection coming from the top. Put that line there. And again, if satellites mattered because it's not connected to what they're doing, I should put satellite down. I'm just not bothering with those right now. I'm going to spend 1 point and cycle 2 because now we're cycling off of this. Toma's going to get 1 point, go from 37 up to 38. Great. What do I want to do? So I have my first federation on the board. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge and we're going to move up on the economic track. Toma's turn, potential end of round for the Atoma. Not. They are doing a faction action, so now that they're at the top of the navigation, the Gaia farming track, and they're going to now colonize another transit planet. Range 4, range 4. This one is closest to me, so I cannot cycle off of that because it's not in my neighborhood. They're going to get there, and they're going to get 2 points, so we go from 38 up to my turn. Oh, Nevlas. The Nevi Nevs. What? Think. Grab that while I can. Another Q.I.C. next turn will get, if I can get this academy on the board, get me a Q.I.C. It does make that Gaia planet kind of something possible. My next federation is probably going to be over here by that, so maybe it's not the best idea to kind of spend my resources how to do this. Cycle off of them. All right, let me do the cycle 4. 1, 4. Buy a turn, see what they do. Potential end of round. Did not end of round for them. They're moving up on a random track. 2 right. That goes there. No points. I pass. Well, now I have the probably spent. This would be an interesting. This is where I could cycle 4 because I'm going to be cycling a million next turn. Take the 3 knowledge. And I can move up another step. Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to cycle 4. I'm going to do this again. I don't think it's normally the right idea, but this one's already filled up, and I don't want to put stuff in my Gaia area. I cycle 4 to get 3 knowledge. Going to give me enough to get another knowledge jump before the end of the round. Toma's turn, possible end of round. It is not faction action. They can't move up the Gaia from my track anymore. They're a transit planet within range 4. There is. They're going to put a mine over there. Obviously not my neighborhood. They're getting 2 points. They go from 40 to 42. I'm going to move up in the economic track. there. That lets me cycle 3, cycling 7,000 next turn. But being there in the economic track at the range level 3 makes me happy. Homa's turn. Well, they have no more cards, so they declare end of round. This becomes a support card. They take that tile. This goes here. And now end of round. They get 0 points for the Federation in third round. We're going to get all these cards here. Evening, Greg. Eric Bergman. Everything looks good here. Mostly played Itars, love the power cycling, never played Nevlas. The PI effect of using double token value in area 3 looks incredible. Yeah, it's pretty great. Did I take 5 points for forming a Federation for round scoring? I think I did. I was pretty low, and now I'm up there. So I think I got the 7 and the 7 for the Federation and the 12. Yeah, I got up to 25, and then I spent 1 to cycle down. So I did. Yeah, thanks for checking. But I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know how else I would have gotten from 13 all the way up to 25. Uh, yeah, sometimes I remember to take all my points. Sometimes. So there should be 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. This is going to go over here. I'm going to turn 3 sideways, put that there. And now they're set for next turn. And they're still going to be the first player. So my turn, I'm going to now have to declare end of round. I really have nothing else to do. I get to save a bunch of ore and credit for next turn when I can hopefully form 2 academies. And that will make me very happy if that works out. So that comes off. These come off. We're going to get my income. I have 2 credit, 2 ore plus, oh, I have to take my booster. I'm cycling 11, which is. Uh, I could just take 12 points from that if I get everything on the board. I don't know if I'm going to want that credit that much. I don't think a terraforming step helps me at all. Or no, nah, my navigation's still garbage. Navigation. Yeah, I just do the point grabs, I think. I don't think the credit's worth it when I can just put 1 power over for 2 credit, and I don't want the terraforming step. There's no blues, there's no grays, at least not within my range right now. So that is what it is. I mean, it should be, hopefully, will be worth 12 points for the end of this round. Great. So we're gonna get my income. I'm gonna add 1 and cycle 7 billion. I mean, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're good. This all will come right into here. We're going to now get the 2 ores. So I go from 4 to 6, and we're going to get, I'm sorry, 3 ore, 4, 5, 6. So 4 to 7 because I get the extra ore up there. We're going to get the credit. We get 3 credit just from the economic track, so 7 to 10. We get 4, 5 knowledge, so I go from 0 to 5. It really does become effective now. Wondering about that terraforming step now. So far away. Anywhere where I can use. Plus we have that terraforming step there. That's fine. It is 12 points while I can. All right, that is it. We have done it all. Again, we got 3 ore, we got 3 credit, we got 5 knowledge, and a bunch of other stuff, and a bunch of power cycling. So the Terrans are going to go. They're going to do a power Q.I.C. action, 1 from the right. They get 1 point. My turn. I'm going to take these while I can. I'm going to cycle 2. That becomes 4. Let's get 2 more. Gets me up to 9. Terrans. They're going to move up on a random track. 1. Skip that because they're already at the top. 2, 3, 5. They're now moving up on the terraforming track. No points. My turn. I'm cycling. It takes 7 credits. So that gets me up from 10 up to 17. Aaron's turn. Terrans are going to place a mine. In-game scoring doesn't matter. Placing a mine in. What I've done. I got some ideas. They're placing a mine range 2. So they're looking at fewest terraforming steps. So Gaia planet here. I think that's the one. Well, the Gaia red planet here is also 1 terraforming step for them. No, white planet also 1 terraforming step for them, and that's all within range 2. But this one is clearly closer to me, so they're going to take that. They're going to put a mine there. That might be their last mine. So in the future, they're going to have to upgrade, and I could just cycle 1 for free because the only one in the neighborhood is this little measly mine there. They get a point. All right, my turn. I'm going to grab. I get my first academy out. I'm going to spend 6 ore. So I go from 9 to 3, 6 credit. I go from 17 down to 11. This academy is coming out here. Back, since I built an academy, I get 5 points. I go from 24 up to 29. Toma's turn. Toma's moving up on its highest track. That matters. It's the economic track. Point. My turn. I'm going to. Oh, when I built the academy, I should have taken a tech tile. I want to take this tech tile. It gives me an ore and a Q.I.C. And I move up on here, which gives me another Q.I.C. Definitely want to get up the navigation track. Level 2 if I can. Why? So now it's my turn because I should have taken that tech tile last turn. I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge. Or I go from, I had 5 knowledge, so I go down to 1. I'm going to move up to the next level on the navigation track. Do want to make sure I get to the top of that track this turn, but that shouldn't be that hard. I'll try to lock some stuff up now while I get the chance. Homa's turn. Homa's doing an upgrade action. They're going to upgrade a mine to a trading station because I still have more trading stations. The mines that are closest to me are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're going to go directional selection from the bottom. They're take this one. It's within 2 of me. Again, I get the power for free because the only thing that's within the neighborhood is that little line over there. Homa then gets 3 points. They go from 45 up to 48. My turn. My navigation is now 2, so I'm going to spend a Q.I.C. to make that navigation a 4. Spend an ore and 2 credit. I'm going to get myself a mine at White Planet over there. Yeah, that makes someone happy. Know if it's worth wasting a Q.I.C. on a Gaia planet just now. Atoma's turn. They're doing an upgrade action. So again, they still have 1 more trading station. So we're looking at mines within range 2 of me. Coming from the bottom, it's this one. I'd have to spend 3 to cycle 4. No, thank you. Atoma gets 1 point. Oh, thank you. All right. My turn. Yeah, my navigation is range 2 now. Not think I'm getting this other planetary institute out. It's the other academy out. But I'm tempted to try. Very tempted to. Oh, let's try it. We're going to spend the 2 ore, spending this 3 credit. I'm going to place trading station. Yeah, it's going to be. I have to build the academy there, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's wishful thinking, but I could get another academy out, which gives me another tech tile. That I don't hate, especially if I take that one. That could really open up some things. I like. So Atoma's turn. Atoma's doing a power QIC action, one from the left. Points for 9 of the 52. Going to cycle 4 to 4. Turn, potential end of round. Nope, it's doing a power. It's doing a faction action, placing a mine on a transcendent planet, range 4. That's the tiebreaker, so it can't do that. So it's now going to ignore that. It still has range 4 though. So range 4, one terraforming step is going to be that. It's going to be this. Closest to me is this red planet. Don't see any other red planets that are going to be within 2 of me. So that's the one. We get a mine here. I get the cycle 1 free because again, this mine keeps the mine that keeps on giving. And 2 points because of the faction action card. Turn. I'm going to cycle 2 to get an ore. 2 more to get an ore. And then I'm going to spend 3 ore, 5 credit, get a research lab here. That research lab is going to give me a tech tile. I'm going to take this one and move up on the terraforming. And that gives me 2 right back. Homa's turn. Potential on the round. No, it is not. Faction action again. Still not a transcendent planet within range 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close, but no cigar. So we're looking at fewest terraforming steps. Fewest terraforming steps is probably going to be that. Oh, that's range 3. That's range 3. This is range 3. I think that's the only range 3 for me. Coming from the bottom, they're going to take last white planet. So they've terraformed the white planet. They've terraformed red planet. Not power off that is not within my neighborhood. They get 2 tile for sure. Trying to get to the top of that economic track for a oh no. One less ore. Really, I want to start gunning up the terraforming track big time. Once I'm rested here, get on the terraforming track, get that Federation token. It really kind of opens up this possibility everywhere else. Let me do this, get myself Q.I.C. One of the things I really like with the Nevlas, once you start gathering these Q.I.Cs, once you have that Federate, that Academy on the board, you can really start just grabbing tactiles there. Really nice. This tactile is going to be kind of garbage for me. I just haven't really spit out into a lot of different planet types. I'm just on 3. Yeah, I took this just on 3. All right, Atoma's turn. Potential end of round. He finally ends. That gives him this. He's gonna take this. He's this, and he get 5 points for round booster. He goes from 56 up to 1. there. This is set for next round. I have this terraforming stuff, but I can't take advantage of it because I only have one credit. Could turn that knowledge into a credit though. With this conversion here, I don't. Well, that gives me another. So trying to figure out where this federation. This planetary institute is in a bad spot, as far as trying to build myself into a federation. So if I can get that and that, I could probably maybe get one federation there and then another federation there, and turn this into an academy, right? So as long as this Gaia planet stays open, which won't be for long, something to think about. Try to set myself up to get mine planetary institute. If I get a trading station, that's one federation. I can develop on that next turn. That will give me 3 extra points, and just hope the Atoma doesn't steal it from me. And actually, they have no more mines, so it's going to take them a little bit before they're going to be able to place another mine. So I'm going to turn this knowledge into a credit. Cycle two, two becomes four. I get this one terraforming step. I'm going to spend the one ore and two credit. I'm going to place a mine on that gray planet, which again is terraforming step for me. That gives me range two to there. That opens up some possibilities for sure for second federation, third federation, and then maybe I can come over here and get a fourth federation as well. All right. So that is definitely end of my round. I put this over here. Accumulating some Q.I.Cs, which I like, gives me things to think about here. Don't like the Atoma racing me at the economic track, but I should be safe there. When I pass, I'm going to get 4 points for every academy and planetary institute on the board. I have two, so that gives me 8 points. I go from 29 up to 37. Here, I will grab one terraforming step. Again, is a kind of guard. Grab this. Grab a lot of points. Round booster. There. We now do income. Income, I get to grab add one and cycle 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the fact that I didn't get up there this round is upsetting, but like this worked out. I'm gonna get this knowledge income here, which I think is a little bit more important by grabbing this tactile. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I'm able to cycle. So I'll add this second. So I'm gonna cycle 6 and then 2 more. Then I'll add one cycle here. And now we do the rest of my income. So 1, 2, 4, or I go from 1 to 5. We have 1 credit, 3 credits. So I come 0 to 4. Then we're gonna have 1, 2, 4. That's 6, 7 knowledge. I go from 0 to 7. Gulp. It. All right. Atoma goes first. Oh, audio cut out. Really? Silver Fear. Tell me audio is still back. I'm showing audio is the same. So if someone can confirm that my audio is on before I keep talking to the void, that'd be great. I yeah, I mean I'm showing a full meter. There's no X. This isn't turned off anywhere. I'm assuming it's a Silver Fear because I would have more comments. I was having audio problems. Voice is showing good. Someone please confirm. Just a little bit. It's definitely on. Huh. All right. I could just be. Let me try to adjust the mic a little bit closer to my mouth. I mean, it could just be I don't have it positioned just right. So it's back, but still choppy at times. Ugh, not good. All right, I'm gonna go back to the settings from the other day then, and just kind of have the gain at 40%, which just felt a little bit high to me, but maybe that's just what I need to do with this. Ding ding. Choppy audio is not good. No one likes choppy audio, Greg. So let me know if that's better. Maybe you're thinking, not talking. I could have been thinking. I mean, sometimes I try to think, not too much. It's a bad habit. All right. Let's make this magic happen. All right. What's gonna or hopefully it's magic. Oh, these all get reset. The Atoma is gonna go first. Atoma is going here and here. They're moving up on a random track. They're moving up on the navigation track. They're going to get 2 points, 61 to 63. My turn. What am I doing? I want to grab that Gaia planet. Oh, this should have flipped. Done. All right, so I'm going to spend 1 ore, 2 credit. So I'm down to 2. 4 ore, 4 ore, 2 credit. So definitely going to have to do a lot of stuff here, but I want to grab that Gaia planet while I can. And I'm going to spend 1 of my Q.I.Cs. That is within range 2 of me, so I'm going to put a mine here. Gives me 3 extra points. I go from 37 up to 40. It does give me another planet type as well. That goes there. Support card. All right, faction action. There are no Terrans planets within range 4, but again, it doesn't matter because the Atoma literally has no more mines. So they're going to upgrade from and they have no more trading stations either. So they're upgrading from a trading station to a research lab. Trading station to a research lab closest to me is going to be this one. That is within the neighborhood Planetary Institute. I do not want to spend 3 points to cycle 4. Although, if there's ever an argument to do it, it would be now. Yeah, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now. It's early in the round. I like where I'm at score wise. So 40 goes down to 37. And let me cycle 4. And Atoma is going to get 2 points. 63 to 65. So you notice like their whole thing moving up on the Gaia track just stops mattering very early in the game against the Terrans because they're just already at the top. My turn. We're going to now spam these power Q.I.C actions again. Cycling 2, getting 2 ore. Toma's turn. They're going to do a power Q.I.C action, 2 from the right. Hovers up that, gets a point. My turn. Cycling 2, getting 7 credit, go from 9. Toma's turn. They're placing a mine. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. Range 2. They don't have any mines still. So since they don't have any mines, they do an upgrade. Their priority is to upgrade a mine to a trading station. So they have a research lab on the board. They will not put a second research lab until they build the academy. But since they have a trading station back, they're going to actually turn one of these mines into a trading station. Closest to me is this one. And I could spend 1 to cycle 2 because that's in the neighborhood. So spending 1 point, like, sure. And 1 point to the Atoma. They get up to 67. All those planets are going to be expensive. So I want to take advantage of these terraforming things here. So I'm going to cycle 4. 2, 3, 4. Atoma's turn. They're doing a upgrade action. What are they upgrading? They're going to upgrade a. They have no more trading stations. They're going to upgrade this research lab into an academy. Spend 3 to cycle 4. Tempted to do it again. I'm tempted to do it again. double step. No, I think I'm gonna need two. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. They get 1 point. They go from 67 to 68. All right, my turn. I'm cycling two. Two becomes four. I'm taking an ore and two credit, and I'm gonna do this power Q.I.C action for one terraforming step. No, I'm sorry. I'm cycling three. Three becomes six. Taking this for two terraforming steps, and I'm gonna get myself this brown planet over here. And just really trying to figure out how I can get three federations out of. I already have one. How do I get two federations out of those structures over there? Toma's turn. Toma's doing an upgrade action. They have no more trading stations. They have no research labs on the board, so we don't have to worry about the academy. So they're going to turn a research lab into an academy. These four, no, this one's closest to me. So that becomes a research lab. I can spend a point to cycle two. Don't mind if I do. No, not going to do it because I'm probably forming a federation and just kicking those out. Would start thinning. I'm going to thin them out naturally anyway. No, there's no point. I want to actually just dump those and form a federation as soon as possible here. So not going to do it. Atoma gets 3 points. They go from 68 to 71. Can I get? It's going to be tight. We're going to spend 2 points and 2 ore and 3 credit. I go from 7 down to 4. To put a research trading station here. Homa's turn. Moving up on a random track. 1, 2, skipping that one. 3, 0 points. My turn to forming a federation. I'm taking out 3 power, putting 3 satellites. 1, 2, and 3, because 4 plus 2 plus 1. I formed a federation. What federation token do I want? I think obvious one to be or again. 7 points. I go from 36 up to 43. I get 2 ore. I think I can get this academy on the board this round. All right, Atoma's turn. Atoma's doing an upgrade action. They're upgrading a mine to a trading station closest to me. Those 1, 2, 3, 4 are within 2 coming from the top. That one's also within 2, so this one's going to get it. I can spend a point to cycle 2. Now I will do that because I can get them right into bin 3 because I took those suckers out of my power cycle. Toma gets 1 point. My turn. Wondering if I take an advanced tech. I have some thoughts. Yeah, but I still don't know if I'm going to get four federations. I have 2 right now. It's going to be hard to get up to 4 for sure. Hard, not impossible. All right, let me. That time anywhere. Let me cycle 2, get more knowledge. 2 more knowledge. I'm just gonna try to spam the research areas the rest of this round. I think that is the end of the round for the Atoma. If he gets this, the Terrans are done. They're gonna get their last card into their deck. They're only getting 2 points for the round booster. They go from 72 to 74, and we'll get them set for one more time. Think if I can get 3 more jumps and somehow still get my last academy on the board, that kind of puts me in a pretty strong spot. Here, here. Because I really want to get up both of those tracks. That Lost Planet could come in really huge. And actually, the Lost Planet could set me up well to get myself the 7th power I'm going to need there. Oh, yeah. That's a lot. But I want to get up to the Terra for getting up here is more important first so I can get that extra Federation token. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover this and get a Q.I.C. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge to move up on the navigation track. That lets me cycle 3, so 1, 2, 3, and that gives me another Q.I.C. I'm going to spend 4 Q.I.C. Do this. I can take an advanced tech tile. I'm going to take this advanced tech tile. I can cover up anything. Remember, you don't want to cover up the income tiles, but I can cover up that. And if I covered up this, my planetary institutes and my academy is no longer worth 4. That wouldn't affect federations that have already been formed. But to take that tile, I have to flip this, and now I can move up on any research area I want. It does not have to be the knowledge track. I want to move up on the navigation track. Great. Or the terraforming track. Great. I'm now going to spend 4 more knowledge, and I'm going to move up on the terraforming track again. That lets me cycle 3. And now I'm going to do this thing, which gives me 4 more knowledge. Gets me back to, or 3 more knowledge, gets me up to 4. And then I'm going to spend that 4 knowledge to get up on the terraforming track again, which gives me 2 ore. I'm going to now spend this 6 ore, and I'm going to cycle 1 power to get 2 credit and 6 credit. And that's going to give me enough to get my last planetary institute on the board. So I'll put that there. I'm 1 credit away. Like to turn one of those mines into a trading station because that's way more efficient, because then I get 7 credit instead of just having this blank spot here. But I can get 3 credit and 1 ore, but I cannot get everything I want. Still think that's a pretty great spot. Yeah, I would have loved to have turned that into a trading station. That makes my income so much better next round. Notice I'm not getting to the top of the economic track, but I think the trade-off that I've made is still better. Getting that 2 ore made it a lot easier for me to get the Planetary Institute out. Going to now, don't want to push those into the Gaia. Notice I've just never done that special ability. I have so much knowledge anyway. Seven. When I get the Lost Planet, well, that'll be worth 4. So I guess it's not awful. Not great. It's just not great. All right, let me. I don't want to leave those there because I'm going to be cycling 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me cycle these. Credit's probably better. I will take 6 credit. Nope. I had 3 there. I'm going to cycle 2 to get 1 ore, and I'll cycle 1 to get 2 credit. It's fine. We'll deal with the rest of it next turn. All right, that is that. This all comes off. When I pass, I get 3 points. I go from 42 to 45. And I will take 12-point tile for me. So getting a lot of points out of the round boosters for sure. We now go to income. I'm going to get 1 extra power. I get the cycle 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 5 plus 6. That's 11. That puts me in a good spot. And then I'm going to get income 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. I get 8 knowledge. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 ore. So I come 2 from 6. And then I get 3, 4, 5, 6 credit. I go from 2 to 8. No Q.I.Cs. Everything else is good. Maybe you were thinking of talking. Rocket says he was just thinking, in my opinion. Thanks, Rocket. And then board descriptions, you didn't take a tactile. I think I corrected that, right? Did I have another tactile? 1, 2. 2 academies. Oh, I'm missing a tactile. Tell me I didn't take another tactile. Oh, yeah, no, I took the advanced tactile. Yeah, I'm good. I think that should have been a late. I think that's a late. I think that's an old message. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I built 3 research labs and I built 2 planetary institutes. Oh, I took that tactile too. Oh, I should have another tactile, kids. I should definitely have another tactile. I have 1 research lab on the board. I built 2 academies, and then I spent the 4 there. Interesting. Yeah, I'll just take this. It doesn't really affect anything. We'll go there, and I get 7 points. I go from 45 to 52. Right? Someone can confirm that's right, because I should have 6 tactiles. I got 1 from there. I built 3 research labs over the course of the game. Because 2 I upgraded to academies, so that's 5 plus the 1 because of that. So I should have 6 tactiles. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that should be right. Someone can confirm in the chat. I did not. You're the best. Which tactile did I not take? I don't remember at this point. It must have been that. It must have been that. It must have been love, but it's over now. All right, we're good. So that's the one I would want to take for sure, because that was the one that was there, and now I'll be able to use all my jumps. I'll be able to get hopefully into the top of all 4 of those and still have more knowledge to spend because the Nevlas are bananas. All right, I just need to get the federations to keep pace with what I'm trying to do here. So let's do it. We're gonna get. I already did income, right? Yeah, we're good. The Atoma's turn. It is a moving up on their highest track. That means they're going to threaten me for the economic. They're going to get 1 point, gets them up to 75. My turn. We should clear all these off. Now that that's done, I'm going to cycle these 2. Get 2 ore. Toma's turn. Toma is doing an upgrade action. They have no more trading stations. They do have a research lab on the board. They're going to turn that research lab into an academy. I'm not going to spend 3 to cycle 4, and the Atomic gets 3 points. They go from 75 to 78. My turn. I'm going to cycle 2. It's 7 credit. That gets me from 8 to 15. Atoma's turn. With this plus 7 points, it's okay. Thanks, board games. So moving 1, 2, 3, that goes there. Again, it's a moving up in a random research area. Three from the right, and now they get 2 points. They go from 78 up to 80. All right, I'm good with this for now. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge. Get over here. Cycle here to get this. I have to flip this Federation token, but I get this Federation token as a consolation prize. I get 7 points, 52 up to 59, and 6 credit gets me to 6 to 21, or 15 to 21. Because I have backside here, so 15 plus 6, again 21 when you combine the 2 yellows. Toma's turn, placing a mine. Range 2. This is 1 terraforming step for them. I don't think that's going to be beat. It's fine. I wasn't trying to get there anyway. Yeah, that's. I can cycle 1 off of that for free, because that mine's the only thing in range. 3 points for the Atoma. They go from 80 to 83. My turn. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge. Flip this. Nope. That's fine. Yeah, I got to form a federation. Definitely at the federation. This should have come off here. I went up on 1 track, so the round booster, I should have gotten 2 more points. I forget that a couple of times, I'm sure. Obviously, you have to get that. This is where you get that advanced tactile, and you're all of a sudden you're like, your federation tokens start disappearing quicker than you want them to. Don't think I'm going to be able to get another federation token. Mine. I'm maxed out of 3 federations here. Nice to get a 4th. But if I get to the top of 3, I just don't get to the top of the economic track, which I just find I don't really have great building opportunities right now. Even with the being at the top of the terraforming. I'm going to flip this. Get here. Gives me the lost planet. And that's going to give me 2 points. I'm going to put the lost planet. Navigation is really. There's no more white planets on the board. So that's 1 terraforming step. Navigation's 4. Yeah, I'll just put this here. 2 terraforming steps. I'll put this here. That will leave me 5 in there, which is fine. Great. Toma's turn. Toma's doing an Atoma action, looking for a transcendent planet range 4. There are none, so now it's just going to. Oh, it still has range 4 here. 1 terraforming step. Again, 1 terraforming step closest to me. There are no more whites. That's not range 4. Gaia is 1 terraforming step. And that's 1 terraforming step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming from the bottom is going to be this one. And 2 points. So 83 to 85. My turn. I'm going to form a federation. taking one power out, putting a satellite here. And Q.I.Cs are the way to go. I grab 12 points. So that is 8 points in a Q.I.C. Go from 63 up to 71. Toma's turn. Toma's doing a power Q.I.C action, 2 from the right, 3 points. It goes from 85 to 88. My turn, I'm going to do this action here, get 3 knowledge. Toma's turn. Moving up on a random track, 3 from the left, that goes there, 0 points. I think I'm getting crushed in the in-game scoring now that I look at it. Amazing. I'm going to move one of these over. And then get a knowledge. So I'm using an ability for the first time. Now I'm going to spend 4 knowledge, use this, move up here, gives me 9 knowledge, and that gives me 2 points. I moved up on the track. Toma's turn. Power Q.I.C action, range 4. It has no more mines, so instead it's going to do an upgrade. Looking at trading stations closest to me. Directional selection coming from the top. That's adjacent to me. I do not want to spend 3 points of cycle 4, and 2 points for the Atoma gets up to 90. My turn. I still have this power QIC action. I still think it makes sense to get a thing out of my cycle. So I'm going to cycle 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost turn. Placing a mine. It has no more mines. It doesn't upgrade. Mine to a trading station. Gonna be closest to me, which is this one. I can cycle 1 for free. 4 in there now. 1 point. I don't think the terraforming steps are going to make sense for me. I just am not going to get another Federation token to get up to the top of the economic track. I want the Atoma to just be done, and then I can start figuring out how many structures it has. The potential end of game. It is the end of the game for the Atoma. They're going to score 4 points. So they get from 90 to 95. All right, let me figure out how many structures they have on the board. They have 7 mines, 4 trading stations, 1 research lab, 2 academies, and a planetary institute. So 7 mines plus 4 trading stations is 11. Planetary Institute is 12. 1 research lab is 13. 2 academies. They have 15 structures. So that's going to put them 14 structures in a federation and 15 structures total. Really, what I want to do is just make sure I close how many extra points they score than me. So I just want to beat the Atoma here. I just want to beat the 3rd dummy player here. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 structures on the board, and I have 9 structures in federations. So I want to get at least 3 more structures on the board. That's a 6-point jump for me, and I don't see how I'm going to be able to form a federation, but it might be worth trying. But it's going to be really hard. That's gonna be hard. This getting covered up is a little bit unfortunate. That was never really a thing that was happening. Cycle 3. That I can't take another advanced tech because I don't have the I won't have the Federation token. All right, let me figure this out. So if I put a mine there, that's one terraforming step, 2 away from him. Put a mine there, a mine there, a mine there. That one's going to be rough because that's 3 terraforming steps. That's only 2. I get 4 mines and 3 trading stations. Don't think. Not without doing that jump first. I just never was able to get up the economic track. And this tactile just never amounted to much for me. Could take that tactile. All right, let me start putting out some mines. At minimum, I want to get 3 more mines on the board, right? So I'm going to spend, that's within 4. I'll spend 1 ore, 2 credit, and a Q.I.C. Put a mine here. That is within range 4. I'm going to spend brown's 2 terraforming steps, the red's 2 terraforming steps. Everything's going to cost 6. Yeah, it's not happening without that. But that's fine. It still feel like I'm pretty good spot score wise. It gives me 10 structures though. Going to spend an ore. Yeah, him taking that's unfortunate. Credit doesn't make sense. Nah, I'm just basically getting 3 mines out. That's about all I can do. So 1 terraforming step here to get to this brown, this gray. So I'm going to spend 2 ore, and I'm going to spend 2 credit, and we're going to put a mine here. It's if I do that terraforming step, it's gonna be 2 terraforming. So it's gonna be 2 terraforming steps. So it'd be 3 ore and 2 credit there. 1, 2, 3, and 2 credit. I can put a mine here. That gets me past the Atoma. That is 12 structures on the board. I could have been spending this for terraforming steps to save ore. Just don't think it makes sense because even if I saved 3 ore, there's still no way I'm building 3 trading stations and another mine. So that just didn't work out. So again, the end game scoring tiles were a little bit rough for us, but that's fine. I'm going to cycle these 2 to get 2 knowledge. I'm going to move this into the Gaia farming area. It gives me another knowledge. And then I'm going to get some extra jumps. I'm going to take spend 4 knowledge to move up here. It gives me a Q.I.C. 2 points. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge to move up here. It gives me a Q.I.C. and 2 points. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge to move up here. It's me 2 Q.I.C. I cycle 3. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to get 2 more points. I'm going to spend these 4 Q.I.C. to get a tech tile. I'm going to get this. It gets me 4 knowledge. Oh, 5 knowledge because I have the Lost Planet too. I'm going to spend this 4 now, and that moves me up on a track. I'll move up on that track. I get 2 QIC and 2 points. And then with this 5 knowledge, I'm going to spend 4 of the 5 knowledge to move up on this track. It gets me 2 points. And then I'm going to spend 2 QIC to do this. That gives me 8 points. 88 up to 96. Nope. 83 up to 91. That's a good spot to be in. So that's going to end the game. I'm going to pass. When I pass, I get 12 points, 91 up to 103. And now we can do endgame scoring. So I'm going to convert these 2 credits into 2 power into 4 credit. I'm going to convert this QIC into an ore. So I have end the game with 19 credit, 3 ore is 22, and then 1 knowledge is 23. Divided by 3, rounded down, is going to be 7. So I get 7 more points, gets me to 110. End game scoring. Well, this can go. End game scoring. I finished in second and last, so it gives me 18 points. So I go from 110 to 128. The Atoma score is 18 and 18, so they get 36. That gets them up from 96 up to 131. We're now going to score for where we are in the tracks. The Atoma is going to get 12 plus 2 plus 8 plus 4. It gets them 24. The Atoma is going to end up with 155. I'm going to get 36, 44, 52. That gets me up to 180. That was a cool little game. Definitely feel like I left a couple points on the table there. Was like a little bit away from kind of doing what I wanted to do. If I had the extra credits, yeah, I don't know. I mean, trying to get to that 4th federation would have been really important, but at least I was able to get 6 points back there just by beating out the dummy player. And I probably should have planned out my federations a little bit better, so I had 11th in 11 in a federation. But just the way the Terrans are, I mean, they were really going to have a big advantage those endgame scoring tiles. But we lost both endgame scoring to the Atoma. Still scored 180. I mean, the Nevlas are just really, really banana strong. It's getting this out in that first round, it just kind of opens up the rest of your game, and now all of a sudden you're just like cycling, you're getting max benefit out of your power cycle. So messages retracted from board game descriptions: 4 power into knowledge, 3 steps from green track, 4 QIC for taking down tactile, 4 knowledge into green track, most right power QIC for QIC cost. Excellent. He was 21 points. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. Silver Fierce is nice. Upper Wallace is not too shabby. Yeah, 180 is a good score for me. I mean, a 150. If I score one less than 150, I feel like I probably did something very, very wrong. That obviously happened in the best cards game where I never got on track. Do need to get them back on the channel sooner rather than later to give them a better showing. But I find the Nevlas, they're a little you're kind of forced into that knowledge thing. I think for someone who really wants to see that end game, how you just explode with points, I mean, the Nevlas can be really, really great. And while I'm complaining about the end game scoring tiles not being great for us, especially against the Terrans, like everything else was awesome for us. Being able to how many points we got with these round boosters, how many points. I mean, again, jumping up the knowledge tracks in the end with the Nevlas was absolutely sick. That's a ton of points there. Being able to again, once you get that out and you're spamming these Q.I.C actions, the Terrans kind of let us have our way. I don't think they ever covered up a space that I was really wanting to use at any point. So it was just a pretty clutch layout. Again, the biggest mistake I made was not thinking through this federation a little bit more. If I had done things in a different order, I probably get everything done the same way. But even that's worth 4. Oh wait, that's not even a legal federation. I would have had a form. Yeah, I jumped the gun on that, but I always had the resources. So if I had spent 2 and 3, this should have been a trading station. That would have been 7. So if I had spent 5 more resources, that would have got me. I would have had less points. I would have had less resources at the end. But again, all of that still would have played out the same because it's not like I ever got that bonus there. So I would have had 5 less resources. That gets me to 19 instead of 23. It gets me 18 instead of 23. So I actually just lose the 1 point because I wasn't efficient. I only got 7. I had 23 down to 18. Yeah, sorry about that. Just got a little bit ahead of myself, but yeah, I was able to easily build that trading station. That's 7. So you have 7, 7, 7, and then just the extra 3 just to kind of neutralize some of the Atoma benefit there. So I ended up with a 179. Uh, like how the Atoma and Gaia Project resembles a faction of depicts, it is in the Terra Mystica version, essentially brand new factions you can use with any terrain. Interesting. I said terraforming. Terra Mystica has very different challenges, interesting contrast, but nobody needs both if they don't already love both like me. No, that's cool. I feel that way about a lot of games right now. It's like, if games exist in a similar space, it's like, we're good. Like, yeah, Terra Mystica is something I would love to dive into more. Like, my wife's cousin's a big fan of that game. I played it. I think I've only played it once, to be honest. And it was cool, but it was long before I played Gaia Project. I think going back to it now, having played as much Gaia Project as I have, I'd be really interested to see, how I feel about it. Um, in contrast, I mean, I think the incremental terraforming is something that always stood out to me as something that was weird. And then obviously the cultist tracks weren't all that interesting, but they seemed like they did their job as far as point grabs. But this is a pretty this knowledge. The only difference for me when I played a warm up game yesterday was that I had that extra jump there. But even then, I only scored 156, right? So it just showed you how much those round booster tiles really add up with the Nevlas, man. Added up in this specific game, but it's so easy to really spam these tracks. I mean, that's even with the research labs not giving you knowledge, right? Research labs normally give you knowledge as you go. These research labs just give you cycling, but honestly, like with your ability and with your ability just to really spam the Q.I.C board, like it's the same thing, right? It's better. It's better the way it is now because you can turn you give me power, I can find a way to turn that into knowledge. If you give me knowledge, it's just knowledge. So I'd rather the flexibility that the power gives you for sure. Hello. Well, hello. More space mage shenanigans, I gather. Yes, sir. Space mage is a great phrase. If I were moving to a Trinity house or something, I'd probably keep Gaia Project. I can see it. Yeah, if I had to like choose 10 games, I don't know if it'd be that hard for me, to be honest. I think I'd be sad not to have the ability to learn new games because I love that process. Well, I hate that process. Love it. When I love it, I know it's a game that I'm really like hooked on. But man, I wish someone would just kind of teach all publishers how to write rule books and make all of our lives a lot easier. But yeah, this one's a great game. So we'll be back to Gaia again. It's as I've said before, like one of the benefits of more live playthroughs is this is a game that I felt was getting too far from the channel and too far from you know I might if a game's in my top 10, like I want to feature it. The only games I'm not going to feature a lot in my top 10 are going to be campaign games, right? You're not going to see a lot more Arkham. There's too many Arkham channels that do what they do that are too good, and that's fine. You're not going to see like Resident Evil 3. You're not going to see Jaws of the Lion. I mean, campaign games are hard because of spoiler reasons, and it's just really hard to draw people in to those those commitments. But non-campaign games, you're going to start seeing more of. I'm going to put some more horror champions of horror on the table on the channel. I mean, I really like that game, and I just want to play it more. So if I want to play it more, you're gonna at least have the opportunity to watch me while I do it, right? So yeah, horror is a really fun little game that I want to explore more. There's definitely a reason why it's in my top 10. So you know, and we'll see where things go. But I mean, these campaign games, I think campaign games in general, there's so many of them that I'm starting to pick my couple of favorites, and then that's kind of it. And it's holding it back for me. Like Madara, like I want to love Madara. I mean, I do love Madara. I want to really like make it a part of my gaming life more. But it's getting friends and committing to these huge campaigns when there's so many other games we want to play. It's like really really hard to do. It's really really hard to do. Um, Man, I got 4 games in the mail today, so I hope you got something good, dude. I'm waiting on one review copy from Steamforged, but I think that's the only game I have like that I'm expecting right now. Kind of missed the whole thing. Was it a win? Yeah, it was pretty gross. Was you considering playing Star Wars Rebellion or War of the Ring on the channel? I don't know either game well enough. I love War of the Ring. I've played that probably about 6 times. I've only played Rebellion once. I've heard the solo mode's pretty good. It wasn't as enamored with Rebellion. I think I want to play it more. Like my friend Zach and I, when we can, we try to play 2-player games like that. But there again, there's so many like 1960, Twilight Struggle, Imperial Struggle. Like so, there's so many games that we like to play together that it's been hard to get back to Rebellion or War of the Ring. But yeah, if the solo modes are good enough, and I mean that. I think that kind of stuff's where like patron challenges and stuff come in. Like I mean, those are the things I'd be happy to do. It just they're not high priority for me by myself. Um, you have just listed 3 games I actively dislike, so no problem for me if you don't stream those. Hopefully, you're still figuring out Nemo's War. I am figuring out Nemo's War. Nemo's War will be on the channel probably next month. Yeah, probably next month, and we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably stick with the Explore initiative. I want to add like Nadim, um, and try to flesh that game out a little bit more. And I mean, it's fine. I like it a lot. I see why people love it. It does feel a little bit dated to me, and just not as enthralled by the theme of it. But I do like a lot of what it does, um, and the package that it's presented for sure. Not you solo, but as most as close. Not sure what board games is talking about. It's all about Oathsworn now. Says go with the flow. Everyone is raving about it. Yeah, I mean, people waited long enough for the game. It looks good. Um, you know, it's a thing. I think, especially with like Frosthaven coming. Um, I mean, it, these campaign games just aren't getting to the table with my friends as much as they used to. I mean, we played through all of Gloomhaven and loved it. I mostly loved it. Forgotten Circles I could do without. Um, but now it's like, I mean, give me Jaws of the Lion, and if I can get anyone to commit to a campaign game right now, it's gonna be Madara. Like, just I really want to dive into that game more, and I think I want to dive into it more with friends than I do by myself. Um, Not True Solo is most as close. Today was Arc Nova Day for me, so I cannot complain either. The Sagitt Arc Nova's good, man. I have my issues with it, but I get it. Like, I don't love Terraforming Mars, so I wasn't really primed to love Arc Nova, but I will absolutely play Arc Nova again many more times before I'm sick of it. There's a lot I like about Arc Nova for sure. Nadine was a great addition to Silver Fear. Yeah, I gotta look into it. It seems interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's what is it like? There's like the 3 different cards that you just there's like, I think there's 6 different cards, but it's like 3 and 3, and you kind of just randomly choose one. Um, should be an interesting, at least, way to add to the narrative and what's going on. But I'll tell you what, man, like learning that game, that rule book was kind of a miss for me, big time. But I say that a lot. Etherfield second wave is going to hit next Tuesday, and right now we are playing Stars of Arcarios as our campaign game, so we were busy. Yeah, Stars of Arcarios looks good, man. People are really, really digging it. That probably has my attention more than Etherfields for sure. And Oathsworn just hasn't grabbed me. Maybe I just need to watch more about it. It just hasn't. Isn't something I've been totally into. I mean, what I'm excited about right now is Euthia coming back. Sure, that game had my attention big time, especially with the newest campaign fleshing out the solo mode and seeming to make that better. Really excited about that. I think one of the misses with their campaign, but I mean, it was still highly successful. It just wasn't successful enough. I'm wondering why they seem reluctant to lean hard into the solo thing. Because if you look at board game sales right now, like that's where a lot of the sales are. So I'm curious, like why they seem really adamant that this is a competitive game or cooperative game, and we're developing our solo mode. Like I don't know why they're not leading with that, because the solo community seems to be the community but I live in like kind of a myopic world in board games, right, where like everything's solo, but it does seem like that's the community that has embraced Euthia the most, from what I see. So we'll see. Euthia is interesting, but maybe too much, honestly. All right, good to know. And then Silver Fierce, the additional bonuses in each character was a big help, and yeah, rulebook is just okay. Once you get combat down, it should be good to go. Yeah. The crazy thing for me with Nemo's Wars, Like if I'm playing Zeds, right, and I roll a 2, all right, I get smashed into combat, fine. Nemo's War, just the mechanic of the gambling, like if you're risking something, you roll a 2, you lose the thing you risked, or you lose it times 2, and then if you're in combat, you're taking more damage, like, it's so punishing, right? Like, there's no mid I mean, you have the rerolls, I guess, but, I mean, if you're rolling bad one day, like, that game is just a nightmare. I mean, it is very much like you there's definitely a lot of room for skill. It's not a luck fest by any means. I mean, every a lot of games you lose dice. I just find that game interesting because it's so punishing when you're rolling bad, and there's not much you can do about it, right? Um, Again, if I roll bad in Zeds, if I roll bad at Uprising, it's just one battle, it's one roll. I just get the punishment of losing that battle or losing that roll or getting extra damage, but it's not like, oh, you're getting extra damage. Oh, and you're losing the ability to fight again in the future because now your Nemo went down or your hull went down or your crew went down. And I just find that really rough to deal with. Snake Eyes is the killer. I agree. Yeah, it's like don't roll Snake Eyes. I guess. I mean, that's the easy solution. Just don't roll Snake Eyes. But I don't know if people have seen me roll. It's they know why I'm very sensitive to the Snake Eyes. But I do want to explore more of the motives. I did the war motive and I found that interesting. I mean, I think there's a approach thing I'm doing wrong because I'm not really loading up the sunken vessel tracks. Even when I was doing war, I mean, I think I had 3 or 4 in each thing, but like you look how big that track is, it's like, all right, clearly there's a way that if you're playing this differently, you can find a way that you're crushing that's beyond just rolling well, right? Rolling well is the obvious answer, but there's got to be a way to approach the game differently than I'm doing it. And it could have I just played so much as an explorer that I haven't adjusted to the other things. My brother loved Ether Fields, and we kind of figured out a game to the extent that the repetitive parts we could cover very quickly, so we could play it a bunch. It is anyway a quality product. Awakened Realms does that, right? I guess that's their thing. I mean, I feel like even with Tainted Grail, it's just like they make these really good games that have these really grindy parts, and then you kind of have to house rule them to make it enjoyable. I guess is fine. I just don't, I have a hard time investing in games like that though. Like I just have a hard time investing in games where I feel like I have to house rule. I mean, that's especially true with like Returns of Dark Tower. I'm going through that now. Like I like this game. I'm gonna put it on the channel soon, but I definitely house rule some stuff, and it's just not what I want to do with the game. Like it just always feels different than I want it to feel, and it's subtle, right? Still enjoyable, but it doesn't feel like when I'm playing Maze Knight at high levels or Spirit Island where this is the game, this is the rules, this is the designer intent, and it's just a little bit more satisfying to me. Solo house rolls, game ending roll gets tossed for a free reroll. It's not bad. Uh, at least you don't have snake eyes on the Maze Knight dice, unless you count black in the day rounds. um, yeah, that's about right. What you mentioned about Nemo's War is why I don't like it. Can that be said about Dawn of the Zeds? Silver Fear says, yeah, Explorer isn't the best for the tonnage track. Anti-imperialism was really fun for me. Cool. Um, I don't go with the flow. I don't think it can be said to the same extent about Zeds. I mean, you need to roll well, right? But I think you roll so many times in Zeds that you expect you're going to have some bad rolls and some good rolls. And the bad rolls, comparative to Nemo's War, aren't as punishing, right? Excuse me, hold on one sec. All right, COVID coughing fit number 2 for the day. So I think with Zeds, you just know. I mean, obviously, you hope you get the bad rolls when it's like a civilian unit you don't care about, but it's not like you're losing resources and your ability to be competitive the way you do with Demo's War when you have a bad roll. It's just a different kind of experience. But yeah, I mean, I love Zeds. I mean, there's a reason why Zeds is number 3 for me, and Nemo's War. I mean, will probably end up top 20. I'll give it that. I like victory point games. I like what they do. But it's not going to be top 10 for me at all. And Zeds just really appeals to me. And plus, I just find Zeds a lot more fun from the theme standpoint, the narrative, and it's a zany and wacky, and it's really well done from that perspective. We do not need a house rule. Probably our level of grind readiness is higher. Hey, you should care about the civvies. Yeah, I should also care about the refugees, and I should care about a lot of things in games that I just was like, it's fine. But I am excited. I do have a top 10 Zeds list coming out soon. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do it on a week where I can't live stream as much. So that might be next week actually. I might end up supposed to be in Vegas with my wife this week. She might end up being out there for a few more days than she expected, which is a good thing. So I will. I might join her and kind of be with her. She's doing some poker stuff right now and having a decent degree of success. So I'd probably go out there and support her. But that is that. I'm going to let everyone go enjoy their weekend. This was super fun. Again, thanks for hanging with the. I did push it back an hour. I'll try to stick with the time always. Just today was a little ambitious, I realized, but I do want to start like 1, 2 o'clock as much as I can, just because of time zones and just kind of as I do more live streams, I think that will be a better thing for me. Nemo's War never quite grabbed me, says Alfred. Seemed like a lot of work, but you'll give it a more of a chance than I did. Go with the flow. You make me want to get down to the Zez now. I was always wondering why it was so high on your list because it's great. That's why. Alfred says good to hear the poker's going well. Yeah, dude, she's my wife's a beast. And then Dan and Saja says, "Cheers, peeps. Have fun." Cheers to you as well, sir. This was super great. Thanks for joining me. If you want to see what's coming up, I can go on my or what to expect. You can go on my Patreon page. You can see her. You can see her, my wife. No, not her. You can see my posting, my public post, July's public post with a kind of a rundown of what to expect in the future weeks. The video I'm currently editing is my Return to Dark Tower video. I do have a top 10 already filmed and ready to go, so that will be coming out soon too. So yeah, definitely check that out if you want. Questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. Checking out the comments one more time. Also, can you beat her at poker? Ha! My wife is a better poker player than me. I do not have a problem saying that. She's especially a better tournament player than me. She's plays No Limit Hold'em though. My games of choice back when I used to play, I was semi-professional for a brief period of my life, but I used to play like Omaha 8.8. I was more of a limit game specialist. So those are my games. She will tell you I am better at her in those games. But if you were going to put me in a No Limit Hold'em poker tournament and her in a No Limit Hold'em poker tournament, you should probably back her for sure. She's quite good. It's very fun. So Adam Brown says it was 5 a.m. in Oz. Works for me. 5 a.m. is a time, man. That's rough. Silver Fear says good night. Good night to you as well. And I will end this here. Thanks so much. And until next time, happy gaming.